Hey guys, welcome to Digit.in. And as a part of our ongoing series of talking to industry experts and members of the community, we have with us today Arjun Bajaj, who is the director of Videotex and the founder of Daiwa and Shinco in India. And we are going to get started and talk to him not only about the TV market, about how things are changing, and what he's been up to during the lockdown. So, Arjun, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Sameer.
Can you start by telling us how this lockdown of this month has been for you?
Thank you, Sameer, for having me here. The lockdown's been pretty challenging. I think I've not been used to this kind of a routine that I never realized that there will be like a month or something this year that we'll just sit down at home, have nothing to do, or something of that sort. But nonetheless, what do you call it? Use this time as to up my skills actually. I've been doing a lot of courses, interacting with my teams, a lot of pendings which were there, which I never used to get time for, like in the company. So I've been fixing all those things
Okay.
and working out, like everything. Like I just not being lazy. The first week was sort of like, okay, what to do. But after that, I was like, no, this is going to be a long routine. Let's just do something with it.
Oh, absolutely. Yes, yes. So for everyone that's especially for someone like you who's into the manufacturing sector, I mean, it's literally like shut shop and be at home, right? So what
Yes.
other works have you been probably undertaking? Like you said, you've done some courses and caught up on things. So for our viewers, can you tell them some recreational activities or self-education activities that you've taken up?
Well, I've been taking some webinars on, improving on how we can improve sales post the lockdown and how we can start manufacturing again post the lockdown. These are some webinars I've been attending. Apart from that, I'm doing some language courses so that I can have like some basic knowledge of different languages where I have to interact with different people from different countries. So
Mm.
I'm doing those basics and yeah, so all these sort of things where I can improve my skills in terms of sales, in terms of how things are because life after lockdown, after coronavirus is going to be way different. Like we
Mm.
never thought, like see, like we've met earlier, right?
Yeah.
But now today we're speaking from this. Like I'm in Ludhiana at the moment, and
Okay.
yeah, so I'm talking to you over Zoom, over Skype.
Mm.
So it's the lockdown has completely changed the way things will work in future. Maybe in future, like we won't be holding like physical meetings, but having video calls as the preferred option for
Mm.
quite some time, and this will make people used to the digital trend which is going on these days. So
Absolutely,
yeah.
absolutely. Even companies like Microsoft have officially said that for 1 year at least, all their international events are going to be broadcasted online, just to reduce the risk of people traveling and things like that. We've also
Yeah.
seen a few, smartphone launches, like the OnePlus phone was launched digitally, right? In
Right.
event first because they usually do grand things.
Absolutely.
Another thing, since you're in the business of TVs, and of course, sitting
Hmm.
at home, people are going to be watching TVs, and OTT platform consumption is something that has increased. Even services like Netflix have said they have seen a surge in subscriptions. Disney Plus entered India with Hotstar during the lockdown period. So, being someone who's manufacturing TVs and in the business of smart TVs, can you talk a little bit about how this has impacted you, your products, your business?
See, we also had many launches planned where we were launching those TVs where, like with 2 GB RAMs, with DBX technology, improved visuals, improved content,
Mm.
and 16 GB ROM.
Mm.
So these were all the things that were planned in big sizes as well as small sizes, and these launches have been delayed till we start manufacturing again.
Mm.
But apart from that, if I talk about it before the lockdown, the sales were pretty okay. Like after that, of course, China got affected, and the supply chain got affected. We were still okay because we had enough raw materials. Well, if I talk about what's going to happen post lockdown, we feel that somehow smart TV market is going to boom. Reason being, sitting at home, people have realized that it's not sufficient to be just using that small screen and keep watching the content. We need a big screen, we need the apps, we need the content on a bigger screen. When I'm lying down at home, maybe on my couch or maybe on my bed, I need a TV.
Mm.
And the news is out that maybe the lockdown will be extended even further.
Mm.
We are getting regular queries. Can you please sell some TV? Can you please sell a TV?
Mm.
All those sort of things. We are getting queries like that. We're getting queries on digital platform. Our
Mm.
salespeople are getting calls from different customers.
Mm.
And so that's how we are feeling. We're talking to a lot of industry people also that smart TV market is going to boom, especially in the bigger sizes,
Okay.
because finance options are also there. And now people are more worried that if
Mm.
again an outbreak like this comes out, which is being
Mm.
predicted, they'll be stuck at home again. What to
Mm.
do? Nothing. They can only watch content on Netflix, Hotstar, all these apps. So they
Mm.
need a bigger screen and a smart TV.
Mm.
So that's what we feel, that the market is going to boom. Maybe not quickly, but
Mm.
maybe in a month or so. That we
Also, since you guys are now all your brand TVs are Indian brands, and you guys are of course manufacturing in India, we came and saw your facility as well.
right.
But considering the current situation, China is still an important market when it comes to importing certain materials that you guys use. From an industry perspective, do you see this as an opportunity where India can maybe start finally manufacturing important and necessary components? Maybe this could be the reason, an excuse, a fail safe, something like that, to bring necessary component manufacturing to India.
See, this is the point where we keep speaking to a lot of people, and a lot of people in the government as well, that we've been raising our voice to, that it is very important that we start manufacturing. See, we need the country's aim to be make in India,
Mm.
not assemble in India, right?
Yeah.
If we are so dependent on other countries like China,
Mm.
and if India has so much scope, then why are we not able to manufacture here?
Yeah.
Why are we letting all these multinationals who are so huge manufacturing in different countries, why are they not manufacturing in India but just assembling in India? It is
Mm.
important for the government to take some steps and change the policies, that if they want FDI, it should be basis manufacturing and not assembling.
Mm.
And this is how India can become an export market as well, because if you want to start manufacturing here, then just the local feeding is not going to be enough. You need to export to meet the quantities and the production capacity. So that is what we have to do.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, all also, I mean, you've already spoken about this a little bit, but maybe we can highlight it a little more. You said you had some new product launches planned. How has this lockdown affected that? Have you drastically had to change your plans to launching new models? Are you taking this time to maybe do a little more R&D to improve upon them, for when they inevitably launch, things like that? Can you talk a little bit about that?
See, we were almost ready with the launch. Like everything is ready. We have the raw materials. We were just about to do the production. We were ready with the launches, with the creatives, with the designs,
Mm.
everything what we had to do online as well as in the market. But
Mm.
we are still ready. But basis on the situation, what's there post lockdown, we'll
Mm.
see when we have to launch, or whether we have to delay it further, or we are ready instantly.
Also, there's a lot of talk about the economy going into kind of a slowdown after the launch. I mean, yes, there will be a certain part of the population that will need to purchase essentials, that will, of course, be looking at upgrading their TVs and, like you said, getting into bigger sizes and things like that. But have you considered how the economic slowdown could impact, maybe in terms of manufacturing, the number of units that would be required for something like this going forward? Any thoughts on what economists are saying about a slowdown?
Sure, economy will be hit. In fact, it's already hit, and you must have seen a lot of employees being being laid off, and salaries being cut. So yeah, income has been affected. But if I see it in the long run, again, we'll have to see what happens post the lockdown. Only then we can sort of say what kind of buying power do people still have. Like, say for example, if salaries are being cut at the moment right now, but later on the people will be getting the same salaries again, so their
Mhm.
household incomes will again start. And looking at that situation post the lockdown is something we'll be able to tell what happens to the market, whether the sales are increasing, and people are willing to use these finance options, and if these finance options are sort of helping the consumers. So I think that's the science behind this.
Okay, now a few fun questions, of course, because most of our audience also want to know what people are doing in the lockdown. You've already given the serious answer about your webinars and working out since you are
Yeah.
into fitness, but the 5 things that you have absolutely enjoyed doing during the lockdown, and this has to be fun and this has to be some time pass. Okay, it could be watching shows on TVs,
Yeah.
catching up with books, but it has to be fun.
Well, first I've done a lot of video calls with my friends abroad when I used to study with them in the university. So I've got time to catch up with them. I am I have a big sweet tooth.
Hmm.
So because I cannot get something from outside, so I'm baking like a banoffee pie every week. That is
Okay.
something I learned on YouTube. Since I'm a big coffee fan, I love cafe mocha. So I made cafe mocha also at home and gave everyone, like my parents, I made it for them as well.
Hmm.
Um, Fourth, yeah, workout was one of them, but workout in a very fancy manner where it's not the old traditional workout where I'm just doing sort of, I have like my dumbbells at home or something like that. No, no, I'm changing my workout routine every day. I'm watching different YouTube videos. Maybe one day I'm doing like a Zumba thing, a second day I'm doing like a dance thing, then like doing a kickboxing thing, all those sort of things. And fifth, I actually got two puppies home.
Oh.
Yeah, so I've been spending time with them, and like in 10 days, they've grown a little big. So now they have like these teething issues, so they're just biting my hand, eating all my shoes. So yeah, all those. So yeah, these are the top five things I've been doing.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, I have a puppy at home, and in the teething period, he has chewn through a lot of furniture and a lot of shoes. So that is something.
Yeah,
That is something.
you can relate to. Yeah.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Absolutely, absolutely. Also, any other points on the professional front on the topic of lockdown? Maybe any CSR activities that you guys have done that you would like to talk about?
Well, yeah. So like the typical one is like donating the money and that sort of thing. We are still in plans for that, but what we have gone and done is that in the government hospitals where there are no TVs, and people were actually complaining that they have nothing to do during the quarantine time they are in. So we went out and actually donated a few TVs in different government hospitals, and got them installed just 2 days back, so that these guys can actually enjoy at that time and feel less stressed about it, because they have nothing to do throughout the day. So it is important for them to be able to do something and pass their time and recover quickly. So we went on and donated a few TVs. So that's what we've done at the moment, and we're still in plans of doing other things.
All right. Okay. Any other points that you would like to highlight that we may not have spoken about in these past 20 minutes?
Um, uh, Say for example, the industry and the employee morale, what industry people are talking about is what's going to happen with the employees, what's going to happen with their morale. I feel it is important to stay positive, and it's important for industry leaders and the CEOs or maybe founders or maybe even managers to have regular meetings with the employees over maybe a video call, or maybe even over the phone, or have different groups being there, sort of do some team building exercises. So we have a daily meeting with our employees from 11 to 2 p.m. where we are, apart from work, we're also speaking to them and, like telling them how things are going to be after this. And they should be confident, they should be prepared, how life has to be. And in fact, they also have to change themselves. It is important because this is something where even, the industry leaders, like my father, for example, they've not seen something like this in the past, right? Where they would expect that they'll just sit at home and do nothing for like a month and a half already.
Yeah.
So that's what they're saying, that things are going to change in future, and people should be prepared to change and be ready to face the challenges, but stay strong.
Hmm.
So that's what we are telling our employees. They should stay strong always and be prepared and be ready to fight and work as a team. Not think about as an individual about just yourself, but think about the team altogether and the company, of course. Yeah.
Absolutely great. That was an interesting conversation, Arjun. Thank you so much for joining us on this today. And guys, we have a bunch of these interviews with industry experts on our YouTube channel. And to stay up to date with everything that we're doing, you can subscribe to our channel. We are going to catch you in another video, and stay safe during the lockdown. It's goodbye for now.